Hi, my dear friend. Good morning and welcome to Speedbird's Adventures channel. And today is another journey. Can you guess where I am here? Actually, this is the typical rainforest ecosystem in Sri Lanka and the part of Sinharaja World Heritage Site. This is called Gongala Rainforest ecosystem. Today morning I start my journey from Teniaya. It's a very nice and beautiful town. Then I park my vehicle in Hayes Estate and then I reach to the top of the Gongala Mountain. My solo hike begins right here at the Hayes Tea Estate, which is bordered to the world-famous Sinharaja Rainforest, a UNESCO Man and Biosphere Reserve declared back in 1978. Positioned along the Teniaya-Rakwana Road, Gongala Mountain is in complete geological and ecological isolation along the border of the Sabaragamu and southern provinces. Because it stands isolation from the main central ridge system, it has enjoyed a form of passive conservation over the decades. As I leave the estate border and step into the lower slopes, the atmosphere changes instantly. Lower forests in Gongala connect directly to Sinharaja, functioning as a vital migration corridor for wildlife movement. Gongala is the highest peak in Sabaragamuwa Mountain. It is ranked as 15th highest peak in Sri Lanka. Height is 1538 meters from sea level. There are many signal towers and radio transmission towers are established Gongala Mountain. Radio, television and the telecommunications towers are established here. Therefore, without permission, you can't enter to the Gongala tropical rainforest ecosystem. First of all, you have to get the permission from the Navy camp. They are established top of peak. Once you enter your detail, then you can enter into the ecosystem. Here is an essential detail every adventurer needs to know before coming here. Near the upper approach road, the Sri Lanka Navy operates an important communication installation. Where the road ends, you enter a restricted zone administered by the Sri Lanka Navy. You cannot proceed beyond this checkpoint without prior written permission from the relevant naval authority. Once permission is granted, the actual hike consists of roughly 2 kilometers of intense trekking through dense montane rainforest from the point where the road terminates. When you hike during the early morning hours, the canopy comes alive with wildlife. When you hike here, you notice how intact the understory remains. Visitor numbers stay remarkably low, which allows delicate wet zone ecosystem to keep undisturbed. let me explain the importance of tropical rainforest in Sri Lanka. Actually, this is part of Sinharaja Rainforest. This is a part of wet zone in Sri Lanka. Therefore, throughout the years, it is getting more rain. Therefore, the plants are growing vigorously. We can identify many different species of plants. Most of them are endemic to Sri Lanka, and very rare plants also. Clearly identify the canopy layer, sub-canopy layer, and understory layers. Hi friend, I just want to show you one fascinating phenomena. This is a parasitic plant, so we can observe only the flower, no any stem or any kind of plant part. Only thing you can observe the flowers. So this is understory. There are many flowers. So here there is another one. Plants is growing under the forest cover, under the leaf litter. So therefore it is a very fascinating phenomena in the rainforest ecosystem. Here there is another interesting observation. This plant already died, but you can see little holes there. So mostly these holes created by the woodpeckers for searching their food. The decaying plants also very important source for the insects. Therefore, woodpeckers are searching their foods while digging the holes. This is a very interesting observation in rainforest ecosystem. So friend, I just want to show you fascinating observation in tropical rainforest ecosystem. Here I can observe many plant species. Most of them are very lower level plants, mostly mosses and ferns. They are growing on the teeth trunk. And here I can see some very tiny mosses, very small fern species. And then here is another species, fern species. And most of them are endemic to Sri Lanka. Here I can see very tiny spiders, small spiders. There are two small spiders. Actually, this rainforest ecosystem is throughout the year we are getting heavy rain. In addition to the rain, the mist is very frequently. So while mist move through this plant and the mosses cover, the moisture will absorb. So that is why it is a very wet. See, really wet. So therefore, it's very important to the absorbing moisture from the mist. So therefore, it's very important micro habitat for the plants as well as the small tiny creatures. The streams that originates on these slopes feed the upper catchment of the Gongala, one of the primary lifelines of the southern province. See, this is kind of aragonite species. Actually, this is called Raddotulu in local language, and it is very rare species, mostly growing only in higher elevation and tropical rainforest ecosystem. Actually, this is very rare species and difficult to observe in the nature, and difficult to observe in low elevation, but it is growing in high elevation. Fortunately, today I observe very rare Raddotulu species.
Feel this air, the temperature has dropped significantly. I have officially entered the cloud forest layer. Gongala intercepts moisture-laden monsoon winds, creating a localized cloud forest that keeps the understory wet and cool. Because the Sambaragamu Highlands receive rain from both the monsoon and intermonsoon periods, there is no true dry season here. The weather is most settled between December and March, but early starts are always mandatory before afternoon clouds blind the peak.
Hi friend, after 1.5 kilometers from the Navy camp, I reached the summit of Gongala Mountain. Actually, it is a really beautiful place. Today is very misty condition, therefore I cannot see the panoramic view. However, if you are coming dry period, definitely you will see a very nice panoramic view. But today is very misty condition due to the monsoon period. And there is another peak. So today I am not planning to go climb that mountain. So it is a nearby, but it's a really difficult to climb that mountain because of the heavy wind and the misty condition. Therefore, not advisable to climb that small edge. So this is a very steep edge. This is the 15th highest peak in Sri Lanka, and Gongala is ranked as highest mountain in Sabaragamuwa or Akwana mountain range. The height is 1538 meters. Within a few hours you can reach from the Hayes Estate. So today I started my journey from Hayes Estate, and then I crossed very nice and very beautiful diverse rainforest ecosystem. The finally vegetation type here is kind of montane forest ecosystem. Finally I invite all of you to come and enjoy this place, but remember that you must protect the environment. That is my final message from Gongala Mountain. Thank you.